the underground? Once the blankets scorch the ground, who will die on their knees by the hand of Mr. Freeze? Horror waits for those who remain. Ice cold blood stops in their veins.
Good morning. Day 227 of rowing, and I finally got the energy to do my 100 kettlebell swings. And I think I chalk it up to last night. Let me screw back and get comfortable. Oh, drinking today is just frothed up egg yolks with a little bit of stevia and vanilla in my coffee because it's Saturday. I don't have to work. I got to sleep in, so I'm gonna enjoy. Have a little sit back and sip on this, and then I'll just keep adding black coffee to it till it eventually turns into black coffee with a little bit of film on top. That's how I do. So anyways, last night, all day at work, I was looking up recipes for ice cream. Been really craving ice cream. I don't know if it's just because it's hot. I was so hot yesterday, just at work, just hot. And I don't know if it was temperature wise or maybe it was like my body is being super hot. So I'm like looking up these recipes, but what I'm trying to do is not use any dairy. This month I'm going like dairy free. So this whole month, no cream. So I was like, well, I wonder if I can make just like an egg yolk ice cream. And a lot of them, yes, you use egg yolks for like custard and stuff like that, but you add like coconut milk or, you know, a plant-based milk or sweetened condensed milk. So I found a recipe for an Italian dessert. I forgot what it's called. And it's just egg yolks and sugar and a little bit of wine. And you whip the egg yolks with the sugar, and then you just add the wine to it. Then you cook it over a double boiler until it becomes like stiff. And then it's like a custard, like a whipped pudding. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll substitute because it's like a quarter cup of sugar. It was a very small batch. So I was like, I'll substitute that with, I'm going to do like a quarter tablespoon of stevia. And then the rest I'll use beef protein powder, unflavored beef protein powder. So when I got home, we didn't work out immediately. So, I was talking about not snacking before working out. Well, we got home early from work and we weren't planning on going out into the garage until like 6. So we got home at 3. So we had 3 hours. So I was taste testing stuff and I recorded it all, but I erased it because it didn't look right. So I'm going to do it again. Everything came out great. I'm not going to lie. Like this recipe, I was very surprised at how well it came out and how good the ice cream was. It had an amazing texture because usually like I've tried to do like different types of ice creams and the creamy thing, and it always doesn't come out right. They always kind of have more of like an icy, because I'm not using like a traditional ice cream recipe. So anyways, so I was like, all right, I'm going to make little carnivore Nestle Crunch. So what I did was I took 2 tablespoons of tallow and I melted it, and I add some cocoa powder and a little bit of stevia. I'm going to just say right up, I know stevia is not like carnivore approved or whatever. I guess modified carnivore, because I don't want to use honey. Like a lot of carnivores will use honey or maple syrup. Maybe I think honey is like the big thing because it's animal based, but like honey touches this, like any kind of real sugar touches this, then that's going to really spike up my insulin. I have my glucose, whatever, it does spike it. I can tell a difference. So between that and using stevia, and also I'm using like a quarter fucking tablespoon, or a teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon. I'm not, a little tiny bit goes a long way. It's the best. I think now I'm going off on a thing, but I think out of all the plant-based sugars like allulose, monk fruit, people will probably argue with me, but I think 100% stevia. I get it from Amazon. It does come from China, but I mean, I looked it up and nothing nefarious, but it's 100% stevia. I think that one is the best as far as taste for as little, because I know I got like a thing from Costco was like Alios and monk fruit, and I used so much for it to even give it like any type of flavor. So no, this stuff, I think this stuff is the best. I've been using it for years and I like it, and it lasts because you only have to use a very tiny bit. So anyways, so the Nestle Crunch, I crunched up a couple of pork cracklings and I put in the mix and I put it in the fridge, and I ate one. It's solidified so fast. So I ate one and I was like, oh, this is really good. Like it is kind of like a little Nestle Crunch bar. So I was like, I'll save the other one for the ice cream. So I did two for George. Well, Georgie wound up drinking beer and having his ramen noodles and not involved in it. So I wound up eating, and that's why I only made a little tiny bit too, because I wound up eating the whole thing. So but this morning, and I felt fine this morning. I had enough energy. I had enough energy to get up and do my 100 kettlebell swings with the 53-pound weight. And sometimes that can be pretty cumbersome. And compared to how I've been feeling this week, that I think I needed that like extra boost of fat for sure. So the recipe was 6 egg yolks, and it was going to be a quarter cup, or it was 6 egg yolks, a quarter cup of sugar, and then like 6 tablespoons of wine. So then I just did 6 egg yolks. I did 6 tablespoons of the beef protein isolate, and I just did the quarter teaspoon of, as it's teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon of stevia. And, you know, I mixed it together and I added cocoa powder to it. So the cocoa powder made it a little bit thicker. That was not in the original recipe. So I put in 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So I made it super thick. It wasn't all foamy like it was supposed to. So I added a quarter cup of water, and that thickened, that helped. So I mixed it up. It was mixing up good. And then I put it on the double boiler, and then I whisked it by hand. And it wasn't solidifying, like it wasn't getting the air in it like it did in the video, which I figured because I'm like doing something completely different. I like, this is a recipe I might have came up, or maybe somebody else might have one, but this is like a 100% dairy-free, plant-based free. Well, okay, I can't say plant-based free because of the stevia, but plant-based milk free, like no almond milk, no nut milks or anything like that. Ice cream. Or actually, I mean, if I would have let it just sit in the fridge, it could be a pudding too. So like I said, I'm going to make a bigger batch, because like when I poured it into the little creamy cup, it only filled it like a quarter. Like it only filled up that much. It wasn't that much. So I put it in the freezer and we did our workout, and I came back and I ate, and then I was like, I'm going to have some ice cream. And George went and had his ramen noodles and whatever. So I made the ice cream, and I was like showing it because it was such a little bit amount inside the container. It looked stupid. And I was trying to scoop it out. And like I said, it was mostly on the sides. It wasn't like on the bottom. So I was trying to scoop it out, make it look like all fancy. And it just looked fucking stupid. But so I scraped it up. It had a nice, thick, I mean, like the texture was amazing. I'm like impressed. I'm going to make it again. I'm going to make a full batch so it looks a lot better. And it tasted amazing. It tasted like a dark chocolate mousse. It had a really good flavor. And the candy was good. I mean, but I went to bite, like I'm videotaping myself, and I dipped it in the chocolate and went to bite it, and the fucking candy like fell apart, looked dumb. So I just erased the whole fucking thing. I'll make a new one. So anyways, I was very happy that there is an alternative if you decide that you want to go dairy free and you want an ice cream and you don't want like coconut or almond or any of that kind of milk in there, that can be a solution. So like I said, I want to try it again. I might tweak a couple things. I'll record it, and hopefully we'll see if it comes out good. But I'm going to tell you right now, that was probably what the doctor ordered, because I feel, but then not only that, I also slept in. I got to bed at like 9 and I didn't get up till like 4:30. So I slept in. I did sleep in this time. I didn't get up at 2. And that's another thing. And I'm not working 6 days like today. We're taking Saturday off to do yard work and whatnot. I have a pile of clothes. I don't know if I'm going to fold them on camera or not. I might not. I caught the cat. He was face down in my coffee, trying almost put his tongue on my foam. So I was like, be so mad. So, anyways, so yesterday I was going off about journaling, and my mom got me a journal, and it was awesome. And I had like all these prompts that you like fill in to reflect on yourself. And I was like, okay, so I filled it up, and I felt good. It was helping with my anxiety. That was the whole thing was about anxiety. So I kept getting on Facebook this advertisement for this journal, and it was like a miss. Excuse me. He's eating my camera. Hold on. Yeah. So it's like this mystic journal. It kept coming up on my Instagram. And I'm like, oh, and it showed the lady, and she's beautiful, and she's journaling, and she has all these candles and crystals everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. You know what? It was only like $30. I'll get it. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 60. I don't remember. I bought it. I was like, all right, well, cool. I mean, it'd be fun. So I got it, and it had like all these, like, had all these rituals and spells in it. And I was like, okay, cool. And it had like, make a vision board. I never made the vision board. And it showed like the vision board that she was making. It was like a yacht, fucking shoes and cars and all that shit. And I was like, that's not that shit. I mean, my vision's right here. I mean, if anything, just to be more secure, like be secure at my job. I don't want to be rich. I just want to be secure. Okay. I'll take that over anything. Security, great health, longevity, being able to do this as long as I can. That's not asking for too much. I'm not material things I don't really want, because like I'm looking around all the crap I have now and I'm like, this is all going to be in a dumpster when I die. It ain't going to mean shit. So anyways, so the vision board I never did. But the other like little rituals that she had, like the full moon, that there's like a full moon and a new moon ritual. And I would put my stupid, like, I told you to like make like a little, and I had an altar. I did have like a little altar when I was in middle school and high school. And then I just kind of like stopped doing that because I got George. I was essentially trying to find my George, and I got him. So I didn't need to do that anymore. And so I was like, establish an altar, preferably like in the west side of your house or the morning sun. And then it's talking about like, go out and reflect in the morning. And I'm like, bro, I'm out of the door before the fucking sun comes up. I'm in a loud ass fucking factory all day. So yeah, whatever. I'll get the sun when I get the sun. So now at least we try to get the sun when we work out at home. So, I mean, a lot of the things was good. It was like a reflection on stuff like that. And doing the rituals kind of helped put my mind on that instead of whatever else was causing me anxiety, because it did help with my anxiety. I was excited. And then like in the journal, you write the same kind of prompts, like what your gratitude, what you're happy for, say your Hail Marys 20 times or write it out, or write out what you want. And then it was I think it was called a manifestation journal. Now I'm trying to like remember. So then like there was a group, you did a morning card pull. So there was a chat within this journal community. So I joined it. And I like to be in communities. I like to be involved. It's fun. So I joined it, and every morning I was doing the morning card pull where I had the spirit card, which is like, I got an animal deck, and then I had a tarot deck. And like I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm reading. So I'm pulling it, and then I'm trying to like think of what this means. I'm like, oh, cool. I got a vulture. I got death. I got a guy stabbing himself, and I got a lady drinking blood. Cool. Sounds like it's going to be a great day for me. No. Anyway, so like in this community, and then she like had like where she would do these live chats. So everybody come meet. Well, got together and do these live chats, and she was like talking about trying to sell the journal. So, anyways, long story short, I was involved in an MLM journal witchcraft company. And now I don't know if anybody's involved with MLMs. Or know what they are, multi-level marketing. I got really into it during the Chris Watts case with his wife, Shanann. And when they showed the Netflix documentary, she had like, I noticed that they were wearing these patches, but they never really got into what those patches were and that the show was selling them. And it was like, it's a whole rabbit's nest. It's a rabbit hole rat's nest. And I'm obsessed with it. I mean, I have been on Watts Island for like 8 years, and I hate to admit it. So anyways, this journal company, all this thinking and vision boards and all, and what is it called? Like, where you give yourself like daily affirmations. There you go. Positive affirmations. And you're like, oh, that's what Shanann Watts was into. That's wild. And this was like a legit witchcraft satanic journal that they wanted you to go out and try to sell multi-level marketing shit. And I was involved in it. And I feel like such a fucking retard, but not really, because I still have my altar. I never got rid of it. I like it. I kind of like it. And I kind of like playing with my cards in the morning. So that's when I was talking about journaling and everything like that, like getting involved in journaling to help my anxiety, which it did. Also, stripping helped me with my anxiety tremendously. But I mean, I played cello, and I had to play solo, and I had to play in front of groups of people. So I mean, I've always been able to perform in front of people. It is scary. I don't like public speaking. George and I, because I was like so deep into Henry Rollins, and I was like, we need to do like an open mic somewhere just to go out and just talk. I'm like, we're funny. So we found in St. Pete. Like St. Pete's very progressive, and sometimes it's extremely progressive to where they don't like certain types of people's humor, because the progression there is way beyond just the graffiti that you find in a gas station toilet stall, I guess, because that's kind of like where my personality and humor is. Gas station graffiti in the bathroom. So we went to an open mic for poetry reading, and it was like a bunch of old people. There was kids there, so I was going to tell the story about, and it was called Skedaddle. I mean, you know what a skedaddle is? Like that's what Scooby Doo does, where they get up and they run and their feet are like in the air and then they take off. So I actually saw like a legit skedaddle. We were going to Fort DeSoto, which is in St. Pete, to go train for a triathlon. My dad was deep in triathlon, so every Saturday morning we were meeting him to go run, swim, and bike, which was fun. And to be honest with you, I kind of want to get back into that. I guess I have to find time for it. So we were doing that every Saturday morning. So at 7:00, we would pass this one hotel. It was in on the hill. It was like a trucker, biker, hotel. But there was always prostitutes out in the front. Either there was prostitutes out in the front or there was 20 cop cars. It depended on what week it was. So this week, and these prostitutes were not hiding shit. They were wearing the stuff that I used to wear as a dancer out. I mean, we wore that clothes on stage. These girls were out on the street wearing that. And so they were not hiding that they were prostitutes. So we were driving by and we saw a bunch of prostitutes and cops, and they were talking to the cops. And then this one car pulled up, and this giant bald because she had her wig in her hand. Shoulders were broad as fuck, dude. She, I'm putting in quotations because we know this wasn't a she, was like 6'5", probably weighed like 300 pounds, and was just solid muscle. But homegirl comes out, her skirt is like up on her stomach, and she had a whole fruit basket with the large plantain visible through the thong that she had on. So please do not come at me, because that is not a lady, my guy. So anyways, she had on top of being as tall as this person was, they also had like 9-inch high heels on. So were like, when they got out of the car, it was insane. Like they 8 feet tall. So he looks over there and sees the girls talking to the cops, and he literally ski-daddled into a bush. It was the funniest shit ever. And we had shit phones, or I would have taken a recording of it. We were stuck at the light for a very long time. So that was a ski-daddle. And that story was not favored as much. So anyways, I mean, that did help with my anxiety. And I do get bouts of panic attacks. But I think that's usually just from drinking excessive amounts of caffeine. Who knows? But I was just like, I was thinking about it because I keep listening to all multi-level marketing stuff, and how cultish, and kind of how like, I guess cultish is like the best way, like that it's like almost like witchcraft in a way, and that journal was like 100% it, because that was like the first thing. It's like, make your vision board. And then they show Shanann Watts making vision boards with her kids who are like toddlers. And it's just so vapid and vanity and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's like totally not me. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna probably go through my deck and probably separate it from the arcana and the minor shit. I don't know, but like I said, I might just do it. I might just do it for my videos just for fun. Um, that ice cream though, or I mean, it wasn't ice cream; it's creamed yolk. I was very impressed, and I almost was thinking, I was like, well, if it doesn't work out, maybe I'll do butter. I'll add butter to it and see if maybe that'll help. And I'm kind of trying to stay away from all, dairy for this month. And being that it worked out so well, that might actually be an alternative to ice cream that I can have. The only thing is that it is a little bit, there is some, what is it called? There's some work that needs to be done to it. There is some preparation. There you go. It's not just, cream and sugar. There's a little bit of preparation to it. I think when I make it, I'll try to make a little bit that I leave to the side and see how it sets in the fridge by itself without freezing it and then whipping it. I like how I use this to do that. But yeah. So I'm upset that I got rid of the video because I was videotaping it. But like I said, it did look kind of stupid because I did a tiny bit, because if it didn't work out, then I was like, then I didn't throw away like a dozen egg yolks for something that came out like shit. So now that I know how to make it, I can double it, and then it'll be more worthwhile for sure. I have to say though, it did help. So I get these weird rashes on my hands sometimes. You can't really tell, because I think I might have caught it before it started to happen. I started to feel it coming on. The last time I got it, I was doing the very heavy plant-based lean meat diet, and I broke out really bad. And like I said, I should have documented. I should have been recording for forever. I wasn't. I'm very lazy. Now I'm just doing it. Like I'm just doing it without even thinking about it, just putting it out there instead of putting more effort into it, I guess. When I was doing the diet, I was eating a lot of avocados. That was like my fat source. And one day I got like a little bit of a rough, itchy spot on my hand. I wear gloves at work. I was wearing fabric gloves because I was throwing away the latex gloves so much. And I just wear these gloves because I handle a lot of raw metal that's, deburred or, it's sanded. So it's got metal flakes everywhere, or grease if it comes straight from the vendor. So I just don't want to get it all like nasty on my hands and then touch everything. So I try to keep my hands, gloved. And I wash my hands a lot too, because I go to the bathroom at least once an hour at least. So I'm always washing my hands and stuff too. So I got like a little rash, whatever, and I put like lotion on it, kind of like went away. Then I got it again when I was doing that diet, and it got so bad that it was like red, and it was just all up my arms, and it was like creeping up my neck. So I finally, because it wasn't going away. I was like, I don't know what the fuck it's from. I went to, just a walk-in clinic. They're like, oh, you got dermatitis. All right. So he gave me a steroid cream, and it cleared it up good. And then he told me what kind of soaps to take. And he was like, don't wash your hands as much, because now you have like some sort of sensitivity, or wash your hands. And I got like an eczema wash that I can use as well. So I've been kind of complacent with it, because after it cleared up and I went carnivore, my skin, I have to say, even with my little rash coming along, my skin has been so much better, and it does tolerate being out in the sun. Like I'm tanning really nice. And I never really burned, but it seems like it can handle being out in the sun a lot better than it used to, especially in that heavy plant-based diet. So anyways, I feel it coming on. I still have that cream, whatever. So I've been putting lotion on it, and I seem to have, because it doesn't itch as much as it was yesterday. So I don't know if it's from stress. I don't think it's from diet. I think it might be mostly stress. The doctors tell me like once you are like in your 40s and stuff, things that are unfavorable will happen, and sometimes skin conditions, especially atypical or atopical dermatitis, is a very common one. And I work around a lot of allergens and stuff like that, so it might be it, or it might just be stress. Like when I broke out really bad last time, I was also on my period, and I'm on my period this time, and it's happening. So it just might be something that just happens with my hormones as well. I should be getting my hormones checked. I get them checked once every 6 months because I take testosterone. So I should be getting them checked soon. I got to look and see because I'm excited to see what my lipid panel looks like. My cholesterol, my good and bad, have always been very good. So this will be pretty exciting because I remember one time I went to go get my blood work done, and before the fast, because I do it fasted, we went to Panda Express, and I got a giant thing of teriyaki chicken and a giant, to go like a la carte, giant thing of teriyaki chicken and a giant thing of orange chicken. Now, I don't like the teriyaki sauce, so the chicken was just bare, but it is extremely sweet. There is a lot of sugar in that as well. I don't even want to know how much sugar I consumed. So I ate that whole fucking thing, and I also ate the whole thing of orange chicken. Now, orange chicken is just candied covered chicken. It is pure sugar and with the fried and everything like that. So when I did my blood work that time, everything was elevated from that. That was the first time I ever had like an elevated cholesterol panel. But luckily, because I talked to my doctor and I told her what I ate, and I was like, what I'll do is we're going to be getting our blood work done for our insurance company. So I was like, when I get that done, I'll send it to you. And I was like, look, I won't eat that shit again. I won't eat it again. And I'll send it to you. That way, then you'll know that I don't have a problem. I mean, I was like, this is the first time that it's ever been elevated. When I was on keto, my everything was really low, like good. Everything was really good. So and my triglycerides and everything was really good. But also when I was on keto, I was like hardcore CrossFit, which I'm working out every morning. And I was working out before doing my blood work too. So I think I should be okay. But I'm very excited to see what's going on over there. And my vintage muscle stack seems to be working really well. Like I said, I want to give these supplements at least 3 months. And also I have to do my part as far as being on track with training and diet for 3 months in order to really render the benefits of what you're taking. Because if you're not training good and if you're not eating good and you're taking stuff, it's usually, you might as well just throw the shit in the garbage because that's not going to help. But then again, if you're being consistent with your training and diet, do you really need the stuff? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think I look good. My training's different than the hypertrophy, so I think my body composition's a little bit different. Like I'm not as built up in the upper back like I was because we were doing like specific muscle based training. And I said this is more of like a full body functional fitness kind of thing. So we'll see. I'm excited about it. Just kind of if I can figure out how to just get the energy like I had this morning, but I think the big culprit there is extra sleep and quite possibly a little bit more extra fat in my diet, which I've been adding. Like each meal, I have been adding 2 egg yolks to it. So I tried the tallow, and the tallow kind of upset my stomach a little bit. Like the candy bar I made was decent. I didn't feel nasty afterwards, but like the tallow did kind of upset my stomach if I eat too much of it. So limiting that to like a treat or just like adding it a little bit to the meat. But like the egg yolks seem to be helping with as far as energy and also with my digestion. My digestion seems to be a lot better since I started paying more attention to that, So I'm rambling on. I got stuff to do, and keep your eyes out. Might have my creamless ice cream video recipe out. And I might try to do vanilla and chocolate. Like I'm a chocolate person, and I'm actually kind of craving mint chocolate chip. So I might order some mint from Amazon and maybe do like a chocolate, vanilla, and a mint chocolate chip and make like little chocolate pieces with tallow, and because that actually came out really good. You can also do that with butter if you don't want to use like coconut oil or anything like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of alternatives, but I have to say that I am very impressed at how well that ice cream came out with, like I said, it was just egg yolks, beef protein powder, and stevia, and a little bit of water because the chocolate made it a little too thick. So, yeah, I'll get back with you guys on that. But anyways, you all have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.